Welcome to the CFG GameCast episode number 129, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Fridays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment on any podcast service out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Oh, so many things. This week in gaming, though, I played a new game called Forgive Me, Father, which I'm digging. Is that what it's called? Let me double check. Yeah, Forgive Me, Father. And I'm digging that. It's very Lovecrafty. And I'm liking it a lot. And I also beat all of the current chapters that are out and one of the case files in Labyrinthine. And Smitty.
How many are there?
4 chapters and 4 case files.
And you said I have that game?
You bought it for me, you bitch ass.
Dang.
Golly. Got him. I don't know.
My goodness.
Yeah, no, you bought it for me. You're like, here go. Because you and I were both in Doss's chat, and Doss was playing it, and he commented
that's the game.
that I would like it, and
Yes.
I was like, this looks interesting, and then
Yes.
bloop, and it popped up, and you're like, I see you, son bitch, here you go, and I was like, wait a minute, wait, hold on, and you were like, it's okay, I bought it for me too, so we can play, but we haven't played. You've been busy, so
I need to look then. I didn't even realize I had the game.
I am so happy to play all the chapters again, so don't worry.
Oh, it's like there's a story and stuff too.
Oh, when I say puzzles, I went back to chemistry in this game, and I was so happy. Oh, it made me so happy. But yeah, we kind of delegated different puzzles to different people who it was like their strong suit. So there was one where you have to step on these plates, and the goal is to get all of them to turn off or turn on together. So Drago did that one, and then I did the chemistry one. It was fun. We had a blast. But yeah, it's definitely difficult, and every monster is different, and we think we kind of figured it out, but we're also not quite sure about that. But it was fun. I had a blast.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I just think that it's kind of funny. That's when he doesn't even remember giving this game to you. These are one that were referenced.
I do remember that. I just the name isn't familiar to me. Cause I watched that one time. I was watching that stream as well of Doss's, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I remember he had said something. I was like, oh, she definitely would appreciate that. So I ended up scooping it up, and I scooped it up for myself, and we talked about, oh yeah, we gotta play this sometime. And I was like, what game?
What game? I don't have that. What game are you talking about?
Yeah, Labyrinthine. What are you saying to me? Is that what?
Wait, Smitty has Tina's? I don't know. Does he?
Yeah, Smitty does have
totally
Tina.
got it. I totally got it. I couldn't resist, dude. I was watching kids.
Which, by the way,
and we were jibber jabbing.
He's like, do you know, like, what he needs to, it's like, but Lex, you know who the person just needs to change his name to Mr. FOMO?
I know his name. It is.
The 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the third seat. So what is it that you just decided to pick up randomly this time, Smitty?
Oh, so I did pick up because, well, here's the deal. Number one, you guys know I love my looting and I love my shooting. And the Borderlands series, they always have a great cast of character. It's like a fun adult game. And I really have a good appreciation for an adult game like that. And you get the pew-pew, and there's tons of different guns. And with the builds and the D&D aspects to it, I was like, look, dude, like, there's no way I'm not going to have fun playing this game. So I did. I pulled the trigger, and I picked it up, and I've been absolutely loving it. I've been playing solo so far. Excuse me, but yeah, I mean, it's a good game that you can play solo or you can play with people, dude. Like, you're gonna have a good time regardless playing that, and it's solid.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, when I have time, because the last time I played was last weekend, unfortunately. But like, but no, I mean, the game was great. Like, and I'm new to the Borderlands series. I've never really played any of the other ones except for Tales of the Borderland, which I really kind of don't count that since it's a Telltale game. But other than that, like, I mean, it is part of the lore, but I'm just being like, the style of Borderlands is a first person shooter. Right. But like, but this, like, story wise, it's hilarious. Gameplay wise, it's fun. And then the mixers and stuff like that. It's just great. Did you get the level 20?
I think I'm like 11 or 12 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely a good one.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, literally, I know, because like, if you can keep me away from Destiny and do all my bounties and stuff like that, I know it's a game that I'm enjoying. And like, when it comes down, later at night, people are going to, the girls are going to bed. I'm like, all right, what am I going to play? I've been picking Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So I'm just enjoying it. It's just a good, fun game. Lots of loot, lots of shooting, great dialogue, great characters. Like, if you enjoy that stuff, you go ahead and pick it up in your library. It's not I don't feel like it's one that you have to be like, oh, I got to do this now, unless you got like some friends that you can co-op with or something. I always feel weird when I'm a lower level, because then like I know that they're further along in the story, and I don't necessarily want to get drugged into something that I haven't, you know what I mean, that I'm not a part of, because then it's not fun. I did that with actually Ermagerd basically carried me through Borderlands 2 to be able to get through it for Borderlands 3, and like it didn't have the same fun for me because she was overpowered, so she was just melting everything. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, I know what you mean. It's like you're just basically you're just along the ride, but you're not experiencing
it's
the
like,
game
please,
itself.
I just look out. I'm like Nezuko, like looking out the freaking little thing on the back as I'm getting carried.
She was literally getting carried.
But yeah, no, it was fantastic. Got some scum in. We did some fishing last night. First time we did some fishing in scum. That was a lot of fun. We learned how to do it properly. We caught some meat. We caught some fish. So that was good. And then obviously, we got PAX next week. I'm excited about that. I've got things, squared away in terms of work wise. So like, I can finally start like thinking about that stuff and going. So overall, it was a pretty solid week.
You just made me remember something. I need to dye eggs because we're gonna have Easter egg fight.
Yep.
Wait, hey, anybody in chat or in the comments later for YouTube's or audio, if you're Greek and you do Orthodox Easter, do you guys have egg fights where you take the hard-boiled eggs and you get in a circle and you fight each other with them?
It sounds terrible.
It's so
that sounds horrible.
Well, no, you pick which end. So like you hold. It's hard-boiled eggs, and they're colored. You pick your little fighter, and then
I don't think that's the problem.
The person holds it. So like, let's say I'm gonna fight my dad. So I tell him to hold his egg, and I pick which end I'm gonna hit his egg with, and then whichever cracks loses, and then that person goes and hits everybody's egg until they're
interesting.
And so it's like a little.
So you're not hit. So you're not hitting the person, you're hitting the eggs. I thought you were hitting people.
I had like dodgeball in my head.
I was thinking dodgeball too.
Dirty says that Borderlands 3 scales to everyone individually. Interesting. But how would that work though if I'm further back in the story? That's like my biggest thing.
Well, the way that we usually do it is that we usually go to the person that's furthest behind. I don't know if it. Yeah, I don't know if they do it automatically in the game, but I know that we've been going to the person who's the furthest behind, and then we just join your game.
Yeah, I always feel bad about that.
But I mean, if you're just trying to help people mess around with it, then that's what it is. Because I'm pretty sure, like, I know Dog's been like has done certain stages multiple times because of that, But yeah. But that's for me though. I've just been kind of I've been getting ready for PAX, man. You should see the email list of like all the stuff that's going to be happening there. And I've never experienced.
Will you pass some of that info to me that you have? You said you have some extra info or what, dude?
Well, I mean, no, it's just emails from developers and stuff that's wanting to do stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff. Like, I mean, the calendar. Like, so that's why I was going to say, like, the app itself is a good way to organize all of it, which I did. I was doing it for Doc because Doc's helping me out to go to the places that I can't get to, and he's able to go and do it for me, help for me, So yeah, so I've been getting all that taken care of, making sure we got all of this. I'm also going to be talking to that group that reached out to see if they wanted to do the voice acting thing with them. So looking forward to that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I told you this like a month ago. Like,
yeah, but I don't think you told podcast, or I don't think you said anything.
It was on the podcast. Yeah, it was on the podcast. I can even show you the episode that I said something about it. It was something brief because I was like, I don't know what your information was, but it's like, I asked if they're going to be on PAX. Are they going to be going to PAX? They said yes. And I was like, okay, well, we'll go talk. Oh, we'll talk at PAX. And I left it at that. That was like a month. That was a month ago. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Never been to PAX before. It's really my second time ever going to Boston. So I'm really looking forward to checking all the spots out. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how all the stuff's going to be. Unfortunately, I think they turned on the mask mandate over there too again. Right when we're leaving. Yeah, just this week because of the increase of
I saw Philadelphia
COVID
had so they're having increases over there.
Yep. Yeah. Just found out like 2 days ago. It was like it's gonna suck, but do what you gotta do to stay safe. Hopefully don't get the con crud or COVID there, because that could definitely be a super. I mean, this place the convention's almost sold out, so it's gonna be a pretty big event there. So we'll see. But yeah. Oh, and I've been playing a lot of been playing Tiny Tina when I can on the weekends. But you know what actually I started getting back into was Yakuza Kiwami. I don't even know why. Like I just started playing the first Yakuza Kiwami because I beat 0. And have you ever played any of the Yakuza?
Never played any of them. I have some.
I think you would love playing those games. Those games are definitely up your alley. Like
I totally would, dude. But like that's like for me, it's almost like I just started like diving into the Batman series, because I'm just like, what order do you play these games? There's so many of them. And then you got
are you talking about
the Arkham? Yeah.
Okay.
I have them. I have 3 of the 4 of them. I'm missing one. But yeah, I started the first one as well. But yeah, I've heard about, I know exactly, and I have some of the Yakuzas, but I've never like looked into it because I'm just like, I don't even know where this game falls into the whole collection of that series.
Well, I mean, it's actually a very weird one, but like I will say that I mean it's pretty straightforward. Yakuza 0, then it's Yakuza 1 to 6.
That's release order?
Yeah. Well, the release order was Yakuza 0 came out later because originally Yakuza 1 and 2, but I mean now there's no reasons. I mean, like Yakuza 1 and 2 came out on the PS2. That's how long ago these came out. So then and then Yakuza 0 came out when PS3 came out. So then they decided to remake them on the PS4, and now the whole original library is Yakuza 0 to 6. Because they're done making it for this guy's story. They're not doing it for other people now. So yeah. Then you got the side stories. Yeah, you got Judgment, then you got Like a Dragon, and then you have the other ones that's coming in. But yeah, so I'm just,
So that's where I was getting, because I seen like some of the other, like the Like a Dragon and you know what I mean? I was like, I wasn't sure. I was just, it's always, like I stayed away because I was just like, I gotta look before I dive into that series. And I still gotta finish Halo. I still need to finish what's the one on Xbox? Gears of War. Yeah, Gears of War. Like I have, like it's so dumb. They have 1, and then they have 4 and 5, or something like that. It's so dumb.
That one that really pisses me off because like I would play that series if it has all of them on PC. I would. I've been wanting to play it forever, but like they just. Are they just refusing not to release it?
Was there something wrong? I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, dude.
What's going on with it?
No, like everybody said, it was great.
Yeah, it's like 2 and 3. Is it 2 and 3 is missing? Like,
I think it's 2 and 3 that's missing, or maybe
right, and like the contract not being done or something.
No, it's Microsoft.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense as to why it's not on there. Because of that, it's like it just doesn't make sense.
Is it the politics of like how how Halo, like for the longest time, Halo, it was only Halo and Halo 2, and then all of a sudden they decided to bulkly re-release it, but a third-party company had to release them. It wasn't because Bungie wasn't Microsoft. It wasn't with Microsoft anymore when they finally released it. So I think it's 323 or whatever. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, they need to. Yeah, they need to get the crap together with that. But anyways, I know y'all don't want to be talking about my adventures in Yakuza, or let alone our anger of with Microsoft. But let's get into the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic or discussion from the previous week in the world of video games. The topic would or could be something that happened in the gaming world itself, or something that happened in a specific game. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners or viewers, on twitch.tv/CFG GameCast to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something that you see or something that you're wanting to get your opinion on, by all means, type it in the chat. Make it about the topic would be good. Would be nice. But by all means, just type it inside the chat. We would love to discuss it with you cleanly. It is an all safe zone here. So let's get this party started. So this week, because it's funny, every time when we release it, or that we come out, there's something comes out randomly, like after our podcast is done, and it's like, oh, it's a random Sunday. So last week we had a nice weekend. Then on Sunday, Square decided to do something random that I was not expecting ever. Really expecting them to do. Yeah, they just released it. They just said, hey, okay, you know what? Screw Monday. This stuff just needs to be told today. So if you know me, I'm known for my Kingdom Hearts love, right?
Shut up, you liar! You big fat freaking liar!
They call me.
It's me.
They call me good old Davis Green and his Kingdom Hearts love. That's what they go. That's what they do. But yeah, no. But yeah. So this so Square on Sunday morning released that a new, like, a video celebrating the 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts, which is crazy to think that it's the 20th anniversary, but still. So now there's maybe a semi spoiler kind of thing, but they so in the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, you see like Sora's now in a different kind of world, and it looks more of a real life world. So we thought they were just leaving it at that. Yes, again, apparently Square Enix has now announced in this trailer that they released early last weekend, that they're in the process of making a new Kingdom Hearts with Kingdom Hearts 4. And in this one, this looks drastically different than how the original cartoony look of the original Kingdom Hearts series. So they kind of look, they still kind of look a little comical, but they don't have the ridiculous clown shoes and the belts and the buckles and all that craziness. They actually kind of have like everyday kind of clothes and stuff. Mm-hmm. They took themselves seriously. Oh. So yeah, Alexis,
keep trying so hard. Please, by all means, yeah, keep going.
So well, yeah. So I'm not ragging on them. It looks good graphically wise. It looks a lot better than what you're accustomed to. Mm-hmm. So there's still dark. Now they didn't show a lot of information of like what this one's going to entail, but they did show a little bit of more like a little bit of the video scenes of like what was attacking the city. Was a giant piece of darkness or whatever, and of darkness, was when you still see Sora pull out the Keyblade fighting this darkness beast. So now the big thing is like, okay, so people are I don't know if it's mixed emotions, but from what I've gathered into the deal, people were really hyped about this trailer, and I was like, wow, even though love it or hate it, it's gonna happen. But I think that that they are going to that we now know that Kingdom Hearts 4 is in the process of being made. That the real question is, how long is it going to take them to release this? Is Disney fully on board is Disney still going to be fully on board on this? And thirdly, like, are we going to be seeing like what kind of characters are we going to see? Are we going to see more Final Fantasy or Square characters than what we saw in the original Kingdom Hearts? Or for the trilogy of Kingdom Hearts, quote unquote trilogy of Kingdom Hearts. So I just want to get y'all's opinions, like what y'all's expectations are for this, or what y'all think about this trailer and stuff. So what y'all think?
Thank you. Hi. Okay, first off, they were wearing Disney Mickey Mouse shoes. Okay, shut your face. Second, when I first saw the world of Quadratum, which is where this is taking place, I was a little confusion. I did get the secret ending, so I got to see a bunch of stuff. If you haven't gotten the secret ending, I will not spoil it for you. But it kind of alludes to this new place. So it gave us the hope that this wasn't the end, right? He's always been able to wall run, by the way. I was intrigued. So at first, I'm like, okay, this is great. Where's my Disney characters? I'm a Disney adult. Shame me all you
Did
want.
you see the
I don't
end?
care. Yes. So at the end, I was like, wait a minute. I know that blue flame, and I got really excited. Donald Duck can still take a foot up the butt for all I care. He can get out of it. Look, bring me Max. Give me Max in the series, okay? Why'd you have to race him? I'm so freaking mad. Anyways,
I don't know who that
I'm
is.
excited.
So good, come on.
Goofy's son.
Son Max.
Oh, Max, Goofy's son. Okay, there you go.
Take it easy.
Take Donald Duck
was
away
in Kingdom
and
Hearts?
give me Max. He's never been in it, and they technically erased him from the Disney franchise. So his the movie
he hasn't been used.
Is null and void. No longer. It is not.
He hasn't been used in such a long time. It's like,
I mean, that was the first big character Opie met at Disneyland was Max, and she was in love. She's like, "There's a giant dog talking to me in a suit." I'm excited. I want to see more. You know, where are we going? I also know you love this series, Davis. Oh, so much, just like Donk does. Donk also loves this series so much, and I hate it. Absolute garbage. Take it away.
Donk and I are going to reserve like 5 copies to give it away, just to be jerks.
Give it that boost.
No, but on a real note, I'm the Kingdom Hearts lover here, and I'm excited.
You know what I'm surprised about? I'm surprised you don't stream that. I would have thought that you would have.
I did stream Kingdom Hearts. I streamed all of them.
Even the third one?
Adam got it for our first Valentine's Day or second Valentine's. No, you're not going to answer as you walk by. Cool. What he got it when it came out, like that Valentine's Day. It was my present when I woke up. There was flowers and that, and I was really excited. No, I've streamed all of them. The card one pissed me off. As far as like accessibility for like my vision problems, that was like the least accessible for me. So I would have to memorize the order my cards were in to use them in a fight. Which
I remember watching some of that.
Dude, I had to beat it offline, but I played all of them online, and I immediately played the third. So I will most likely play the fourth, and you can bash me all you want for being a Disney adult.
Why would I bash you that?
Trauma, not you. I mean, other people.
No one would, because it's acceptable nowadays for Disney Disney adults. I mean, there's a lot of Disney fans out there.
Fact. When you're an adult, you can eat Fruity Pebbles every night, and you can love Disney. I love Nickelodeon too. Don't get me wrong. I'm a cartoon fanatic, though. We know this. I love cartoons. I did voices. I did voiceovers. I love cartoons. So bring it to me, all of them. But yeah. I'm excited. That is all.
I'm just finding it funny that you're like thinking that you're the odd man out when literally you're with 2 people that love anime.
Yeah, but both of you were like, me, Kingdom Hearts, whatever.
Well, Kingdom Hearts is stupid. I mean, there's a difference.
It's real truth. I freaking like it.
I'm just saying, my own personal thing, Kingdom Hearts just doesn't make any sense to me. And I was like, okay, but that's how it is.
But it's not like, for you, Davis.
I know, and I'm not. Hey, you know what? It shows to my testament that I brought this topic, even though I'm not a fan of the series.
Some things are just
a legitimate neutral thing. I was like, I think it's still big news.
Thank you, Dirty.
So there you go.
Anime is more embarrassing. Well, I do love Kill la Kill. That's my only anime that I like. But
what about you, Smitty? What do you think? Like, what do you think about Kingdom Hearts?
So I am in that boat as well. I've never played a Kingdom Hearts. I know their fandom is large and people love it. Especially, I remember watching when Sora was introduced into Smash, and people were like literally crying, and you know what I mean. Like people were freaking out, and like Sora, like so, like, and I know Sora, and I know like they had the Disney characters and stuff like that. It's never just I just never got around to playing it. No particular reason, one way or the other. I enjoy those characters. Here's the big things for me, though. Number one, this game is being built entirely in Unreal 5 or Unreal Engine 5. So from what you guys are telling me from how it ended, they were already in production of this game, setting up for it to be like this.
Okay, so there was hope. People were like, there's gonna be another one, and then everyone's like, no, it was a trilogy, stupid. So it was kind of like back and forth. I held out hope because money, they're money hungry, and we'll eat it up. You make it for us, we'll eat it up, whether it's garbage or not. So
yeah,
it will
sell regardless.
And the people, right. But there's still a lot of, number one, it kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy 15, which is not I'm not surprised by that. I am excited about this. Actually has me more interested than the cartoonish versions that have come before it. And this makes me want to kind of get into it, maybe. Because I love some solid graphics, and you're telling me you're gonna throw in some amazing, some of the amazing characters that we grew up in. Like, I knew that there were ones before, but like those graphics and being able to do that's rough for me. That's rough for me.
But here's the thing, though. Like, you're going to jump in on this. Like, you're perfectly fine jumping into the series and this late in the series.
I wouldn't
just see what it is.
This gives me incentive to play the older games.
Okay.
Because I know that it's going this direction, and this is the direction that they're moving forward. This is almost, to me, this kind of reminds me of like almost, it's not a reboot of the series, but it kind of is. They're like, this is the adult version of this game. Still the characters that you love, but we've grown up graphically and, infrastructure wise. So now these are the things that I've been waiting for to start, coming into play. And I can't believe I didn't think about this, but, with Unreal Engine 5 releasing here last week or this past week, there is a long list of games that people are already have been working in this, and they're going to be releasing. Like, dude, the lighting effects with Unreal Engine or Unreal 5, dude, is freaking nuts, man. So like, this is going to be the stuff that's really going to be able to take and utilize the full advantage of all the new stuff that has come out, and that's what's going to push us to the next. How does it get better than this? You know what I mean?
But I'm excited for this.
I mean, just look at the trailer itself. Sorry to interrupt, but look at the trailer itself. At the beginning, when you see Sora on the couch, and then when he walks into the sunlight, and then when he's running down the street for battle, look at his hair. Look at how it drastically changes from indoor lighting to outdoor lighting, which if you have unnaturally colored hair, like I have ridiculously bright red hair, every lighting, it's different. It's a different facet of what my hair is. You can see it in the strands of his freaking hair. And I had to rewatch that section like 4 times because I was like, that is ridiculous. And when he got into the fighting, I was like, it's Kingdom Heartsy. This is familiar. This isn't, I wouldn't say it's better or worse than what we've had in Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's interesting you guys say it's a grown-up version, because and you, Davis, understand, Smitty doesn't. When you play Sora as Sora, every land that you go to, so like if you go to Toy Story Land, Sora totally changes, right? He looks like he
Oh.
could be a Toy Story character. When
Mhm.
That's
when he's in
fun.
Ariel's kingdom, he becomes a merman. And so you're swimming around, right? So everywhere he goes, his character adapts. So that's why in this other realm
Right.
of Quadratum, which is the other half of our realm, essentially it's the other side. There's no good, there's no evil. It's just it exists. He looks the way he does because he looks like us, right?
Right.
Because he's in the human world essentially. And
Okay.
so,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why the
Yeah.
art style
Uh-huh.
looks the way it does. And I wonder how it's going to change depending on where he goes after that.
I think that, but see,
Interesting.
and this is what makes me think that this is going to be more on the stronger side of like of Square's side of stuff, like character wise, like specifically like Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest side, because like even though that yeah, you're right, they every world that they go to, he does change. This is the most human you've ever seen Sora look. Besides the goofy like clown shoes and stuff like that he was wearing before and all this stuff. So I think this is a possibility that we're going to kind of see the opposite, because originally when the first Kingdom Hearts came out, there was more Square characters that were more looking Disney looking, like with Squall, Cloud, Tifa, Yuffie, and them that were at the very beginning.
Right.
That was at the very beginning of all that. But then after the first one, they did. Then they switched to the second one. They kind of dissipated. They were non-existent comparatively. So like I feel that this is a bigger chance of seeing how this world is going to grow, and whatever the name of this world is and stuff. That's they can easily grow instead of going back to what worked, I guess, 20 years ago.
Right.
So I mean, like I said, you already know I'm not a big fan of this series, and I've always said that gaming is subjective. So I will definitely think so. Like it's just my own personal opinion that this is, but that doesn't mean I don't respect the people that do like that do like the series. I'll take it at heart because like you won't convince me.
But wait, also side note, he's not wearing shoes. In
He's
that
wearing shoes
in the
there.
whole trailer, in the
He's wearing
beginning,
shoes
he
right
was
there.
not right. But before that, in the house, he wasn't wearing shoes. So I'm calling it now that he's getting his goofy shoes back. And don't be
He's
mad
not
about
getting
it.
his goofy
He's
shoes.
getting his goofy
He's
shoes.
not getting it back.
I'm
He's
gonna like
tired
Interesting
of
all the stuff that you guys said, and I want to go to chat real quick. Swift says the trailer was made in UR4, but the full game, yes, will be in UR5. So the fact that this is UR4, holy crap, dude! You're telling me that we haven't even, because that is nuts. Because
they're
that's
not even using the crazy
clean.
automated lighting of they're not even using the automated lighting effects that 5 provides. So that's what's even going to be scary.
I think it's really interesting what they said about what's the place called? Quadratum. So Swift says also one of the central story themes will be exploring how Quadratrum is fiction to Sora, while his home realm is fiction to the Q City natives.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Interesting. Like that. Like I didn't know the story was deep like that. Like everything, the fact that I'm gonna go ahead and hold on, because that sounds like the fact that you sold me on like going to different realms and he changes in the different realms. Like had I known that was a thing, and here's the thing that's also like I feel like Davis might be a bad influence on me sometimes. Because like for me it's like I didn't want to mess with the stuff. Like I'd love to have this as a packaged bundled thing. It happened on Switch, right? No. It happened. There is one on Switch, but
yes, but there's latency. Don't do it on Switch.
Don't play it on Switch.
Yeah, I know. Davis's review of it was like made me pump the brakes.
No. Before you go any further on that was not me hating on the system. I'm just saying that Kingdom Hearts 3 on Switch is bad because it was because the cloud services that they were doing on the Switch was made it terrible.
Don't do it.
So don't do it that way. Don't, if you want to play.
I have copies for you.
Yeah. So like if you want to play
on my PS4, Lex,
you can play on PS5. Yeah.
Can you do that thing?
Yes.
I mean, I'm just saying that I'm not saying to not to discourage you. If you want to play Kingdom Hearts and try it for yourself, I would urge you to play it and get your own personal opinion on it. But don't go by my whole thing. But I'm just saying that, like, if you do play it, don't get it on the Switch. It's because what they did was that the cloud service bullshit is not good. Like, is what it comes down to. So yeah, that's what I wanted to clear up. But what were you saying, Smitty?
Yeah, no, I like that whole concept of what you guys have described is totally a game that's up my alley. I didn't even realize this game had layers like that, because that is very intriguing to me.
Just try not to play the side stories. Just play one to three.
No, I'll do just
stories or the side stories are stop it. Okay, play the side stories, because here's the thing.
What do you mean the side stories?
There are side stories in the game.
There are 12 side stories. There's 12 games that are side stories.
12 games?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Is it central to the plot? If it's not central to the plot,
no, it is,
I would like to skip that.
Not all of them are. Yeah.
I need a comprehensive list.
I can help you. Don't worry. I got you.
This is what's salty. This is what really made me salty about, because Kingdom Hearts 3 was supposed to be done a long time ago, right? But this thing was literally being, it's coming out. It's coming out. People literally waited 15 years for 3 to come out. So when 2 to 3 came out, they made a total of 8 side story games in between that time before they decided to make before 3 officially came out.
Right.
So yeah, I'm telling you, like, and then the side stories was like, the side stories itself were like, oh, here's about Organization 13. Here's the prologue of what brought you into Organization 13.
No, don't play those. Just watch the storylines.
That's what I'm saying.
I need to know, like, what do I need to play? And then what can I watch as YouTube videos?
Yeah, no. I can help you out with that. Don't you worry. I'll get you on the right track. You just play
and then I'll be close. Yo, you never know. Because, like, I could be like, well, I mean, that's like me. Like 2 months ago, I had never seen Demon Slayer. I feel like I am.
I'm surprised that is up your alley, dude.
Slayer expert now, because I don't know, dude. Like, I started watching it, doing research for that panel, and I was like, "This is so good, I can't stop watching. I need to know more."
You're just crack, my dude.
It is, dude. It's so good.
It is
Kingdom
great.
Hearts is it's addicting, man. It really is. It'll get you. And
it's not.
It is though, but it also stop it. It brings you back those little pieces of childhood that movie made you feel, and when you, as your character changes and fits into this world, it's a whole thing. And Mickey, he's a badass. Okay, stop it.
Dust says it's no path of exile, though. It's true. It's no path of exile.
In the other room.
But you know what's actually kind of a good thing, Smitty, if you do have a chance to, I would. You know what? Actually, better yet, I'll do this when I see you at PAX. Someone gave me a copy of the whole for all the games. And just do this for the PS4. I will give that to you. I don't need to
can play that in my PS5.
Yeah, in your PS5. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
hell
then,
dude.
I have 3 on deck, so you can play that in your PS5.
So
then you're all good.
He said it's all of them. He said it's a complete, comprehensive collection of them.
All of them?
Yeah, it's all of them. So like. Yeah, so I'll give you one. It's the 1.5, the 2.5 collection, then 2.8, and 3 with the DLC.
I mean, that would be
so
nice.
Like all of it.
Smitty's done with it, that you let Lex borrow it and
you
never
could,
give it back.
He said he was giving it to me. I can give it to you.
Yeah, you can do whatever the hell you want with it.
I just want to play through them.
I'll sit next to you as you play, and
you don't even have to do it. But Smitty, you got the one thing I ask is
I stream it?
Once you got to stream, you got to stream at least like a little bit of it. Don't have to stream all of it, just something of it. That's the one thing I would love for you to do.
Absolutely, dude.
I actually really want to know, because you were pretty much blind to it because you didn't really care for any of this throughout this time. So I think your opinion is actually the most neutral I've seen for Kingdom Hearts. And then I just want to see if it gets your interest on this, especially a dude that loves that's FOMO. So like a dude that likes a lot of things easily towards it. So I think this would be pretty. It's really cool.
He makes me sound like I'm a whore.
I'm calling it now.
You're the neutral party, dude. I'm telling you.
I'm calling it now. Star Wars is in this one.
That's what. Yeah,
I don't remember.
That's what Swift was saying too. Swift was saying something about.
Is there a Star Wars world?
So they're saying that there's a forest scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like Endor.
Thank you.
And
I'm not
Disney
even a Star Wars fan.
own Star Wars. It makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, so I think this would be the perfect test to see how good this, like, if it catches your interest towards this.
I'm totally down. If it can make me cry, I know it's good. Will it make me cry?
Yes. Okay. No, probably not. You won't care.
And I cried.
Boom. There you go.
No. But yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 4, we don't know when it's going to come out. We know it's being made, so hopefully it comes out soon. Hopefully we don't wait 15 years for it. But so let's just cross our fingers and make sure everything is going good, and we'll see what Smitty thinks. I'm putting it in my bag right now so I don't forget.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Smitty.
Oh,
what is your topic?
Crazy. Yes, I should have gone with the Unreal 5. But I didn't. There's something else, and I had thought that we had a conversation about this, and apparently it must have just been like a video that I was watching on YouTube. But I don't know a lot of people. I wasn't familiar with this before either. But there is this Disney had basically like this kids MMO called Club Penguin, and I think it started like back in 2005. I mean, or it first launched. I'm going to read directly from the article so I can get this stuff. But it originally launched in 2005. And Disney acquired it in 2007, called Club Penguin, MMO for children, for the little kids. In 2017, it closed. They officially closed it, but then like these spawn off clone websites for it came out. There's been multiple controversies with the game. Number one, obviously these spinoffs and Disney and copyright infringements. Excuse me, which takes us to our story today. But before we got there were also issues beforehand, like in I want to say it was like 2017, 2018, where there was these clone sites that had come out, and one of them was like there was all kinds of like people were putting in like sexually explicit things. There was doxing happening. It was basically an unmoderated area, and this game is supposed to be for children, and so that in itself already out the gate is problematic. And the dude ended up, I know that there were some legal issues with the guy that was running that and this and that, but that ended up get closed down. This one that we're talking about today here, it's Club Penguin, like not remastered, but rewritten. Yeah, rewritten. And this they Disney came in with that fire, with that heat. Mind you, this site, there are 10 million users running and playing this game. Again, this is a game that is geared towards children. So Disney came in again and essentially shut this down. 3 people were arrested on the infringement charges, and they were released though. But I don't know. This is kind of crazy, and I think this also brings up another issue too. When you have a game or something that there's clearly a huge fan base. People love this, having those communities, doing those things. We obviously, especially nowadays, realize that how games are more than just playing games. There are ways to be able to socialize with people. There are ways to be able to learn. There's so much more to it, and people are still being more open and whatnot. But like at the same time, like this is a game that, I mean, they are in the millions on this server alone. Again, this is a clone server, so this is not. They haven't been Penguin Club or whatever the hell is called. Club Penguin. Yeah, has not had an official site since 2017, but to be able to have a clone site that's garnering 10 million users, I mean, dude, that's bigger than freaking AAA game numbers that are out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like it's crazy to think though that like Disney has control over this. Clearly there's an audience, and they're just basically like they closed it down. It doesn't sound like they have any kind of, or maybe they are, and maybe that's why they are closing things down, is because they are working on something on the back end to be able to officially relaunch it. But I think it's this is another one of those cases where it's sad to see, like, I mean, 10 million users, that's a lot of people to completely kill that. Go ahead.
Yeah, but like, I mean, like, I think that overall, like, I mean, there was a couple of questions I kind of had, because it was, which is really amazing to me, which, by the way, I have to say, with Dirty Habanero's reply back is like, oh God, Club Penguin fiasco. I was like, I'm surprised that you knew what that was, because I didn't know what that was until today. But I was going to say this, there's just a couple of things that doesn't make any sense. With Disney shutting it down back in 2017, they basically closed their doors and didn't want to look back on it again. That kind of lines through the time of when Disney was trying to get their hands in that kid section, because you remember with Disney Infinity, the toys and stuff that they were doing, and then they failed miserably on that, and they decided to stop on dealing with to dealing with all of this.
Well, but they also like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Online and all of those shows.
Right.
Also had little mini games online and ABC.
Yeah, but this was. Yeah, but with those kind of sites are kind of like, you know, like Gaia Online and stuff like that. They weren't as invasively truly could be, I would call, a game than what this is. Yeah, kind of like this for a child. But I was going to say, like, yeah, I'm going to say this, like, it was just weird that they shut it down. Then 5 years, throughout that 5-year process until now, they find like they're shutting this. They finally shut this down. Knowing that someone else is going under the same name under them, and getting these kind of, I mean, like we're saying, 10 million people signing up for this kind of thing is like insane. Like you can't be like a normal Joe setting this up and then just setting up a game like this and doing this. You have to have like a server farm or something like that to keep up that kind of level of traffic to be consistent and then stable. But then at the same time, you don't have moderators to keep up with all the crazy flack and the craziness that people like to bring with that kind of stuff. All the dirty crap, which you shouldn't be inviting towards all of this. So I guess it's just the big question is, like, I don't see how Disney dropped the ball so badly on letting this run for so long. Is what I don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was weird, and that's a hard thing. But I kind of feel like too, though, that like they don't, like, clearly I feel like Disney and with games and video games, it almost feels like they're not paying as much attention to that sector, which is kind of weird because they're pretty strict about their copyright stuff. So you would think that they would be on top of this like hotcakes. You know what I mean? But I mean,
children.
Maybe for them, especially after they had shuttered the official site, that team, you know, nobody was really just looking for that stuff. But I mean, again, it's crazy that this, and we're talking about 2017. We're here in 2022, and most people, or a lot of people, have never even heard of Club Penguin.
Right. So it's under their radar.
Yeah.
That's
the only way I could.
I don't see, but dude, like, okay, look,
why not capitalize
everyone
on
knows
that when they had monster numbers?
Yeah, but like, I mean, like, dude, the first number one rule is you don't mess with Disney. You do not mess with Disney because Disney doesn't do it.
For real.
They're the same company that was, like, for the longest of time that was going to start. They were saying that they were claiming that they were going to start suing people who were dressed up as Disney characters and stuff. Like, people who cosplay as Disney characters, that they were going to start suing on that, with rumors on that. These are the same people that were doing that. And you're telling me that a server across the street that's hitting 10 million on the Disney property name that they didn't see under the under the radar, it's like it's hard for me to believe that they missed. It's just kind of crazy. Now, what's interesting to me, I will say this inside the chat, is what Rocco Swift 23 and Dirty Habanero is saying is like the messages that you were saying in game. Now, don't tell me what the messages were if they're really, if they're like crazy in the sense, but
there was racism. There was like sexual messages being sent to kids. Like,
ooh,
they went to an igloo and it bloop. Don't want to know.
Oh my god.
Wow. So things got wild originally, but this sounds like, and this is the unfortunate part though, is that like what just got shut down here seems like they were using it in the way it was intended. People were just enjoying it, doing their things. It's an MMO for kids. But the fact that it is a Disney-owned property and they're using some form of that name and what it was about, I imagine maybe assets or what. I don't know. What did they, just straight they say you're ripping off our game.
And what's more amazing to me though too is that they also, like, you're telling me that they only arrested 3 people. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a dark side of this game. There has to be a dark side of this game.
That's not to mention that there were grooming allegations as well.
No. So, and that was earlier. That site had gotten shut down. This is rewritten is a newer clone of it after that incident. Mm-hmm. And from what I could tell, the people were arrested for the copyright infringement. And then they were released a little bit later afterward. So this seems more of a flex on them, Disney being like, nah, son, and just shutting that down. I'm sure there's still other clones that are out there, but strictly from a user base. And like I went through, dude, like I was looking at some of the Twitter responses and it's absolutely like, it's terrible because like it means a lot to a lot of people. Like a lot of people are forming relationships and doing things and this and that. Again, I don't know how, like, it's hard for me to be able to relate because I'm older. And I'm just like, I don't know about a kid's MMO. And like, you have the possibility of like, things that have happened in the past, especially in the forum in that sense. But at the same time, it seems like there's a lot of people that just genuinely enjoy it. And that's what that was their thing. That's what they do. That's what they had friends and they, stuff like that. So you hate to see it, but at the same time, it's, they're in their rights to be able to do something like that. But it also makes me wonder, like, so you guys aren't doing anything with that game, but you also don't want anybody else doing anything with that game as well. It's like, what's the end game there? Like, I don't understand it. Did you get that to just shutter it and close it? It doesn't make sense.
Can you imagine all the old IPs that you get out there that's out there at gaming, like game companies that they just not use, but they still have?
Right. That's true.
Like, even though that they may not be using it or they won't ever, I don't know how copyrights work with expired kind of things like that with it, but I would gather that they would not want to have something to represent. Like, I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't want to have if another game called Titanfall comes out and the game is just straight up booty, and they'll be like, okay, there you go. So, what were we gonna say, Lex? Sorry.
But also think about it this way: you created a game, you closed it down because of
probably money
fuckery that was going on and money, and then
that was not in there. That wasn't happening in the official. That was the clone of that stuff was happening. The official they just closed, and I'm not 100% sure why they closed that.
Well, so but then it's still known as originally as a Disney game. So no matter what, that name is being dragged through the mud, right? So if I create a game and then I close it down and Smitty's like, screw you, and makes a copy of it and posts it up on the internet and there are bad things happening, that's not good on me though. You know
it's
what I mean?
It's gonna be problematic.
And so, yeah, it's problematic regardless. And so I get it. And these people grew up playing this game, so it holds some meaning. I am covered in cat hair for them. But at the same time, those people that grew up in the game, some of them are not cute and cozy, some of them are trash humans, and those trash humans are making the game trash. And you know what I mean? So I get it. But yeah, I don't know when their copyright expires. Usually they're like 20 years, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, they
I don't know.
bought
I don't know what game copyrights are. Like, I mean, I think that's a little bit different
Yeah.
because, like,
And
if that's the
remember,
case,
originally it was not Disney. Disney bought that game.
Disney bought it. Yeah.
They bought that game.
They bought the studio, right? Or they bought the game.
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I just know they acquired it in 2007 is when Disney acquired it. So I imagine somebody else had originally developed it and created it. But and then 10 years later, essentially, that's when they closed down and closed the game. There were issues, especially like with the cloning stuff. So it almost feels like it, on what Lex is saying, like they almost are like, we don't want to deal with this. Let's just close it. I don't want to deal with it. We don't want to be possibly liable, especially when you have these clones that are pretending to be us. So then that makes sense to me as to why they would go after something like this. But man, 10 million users.
But that was
game
at the height
that they've been
right?
playing, and that,
That was at the height of it.
10 million registered.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's crazy.
So it's like that's not like they're concurrent or anything like that. But like that is like there's 10 million registered people on this server, which is insane. The Scum server I'm on has like I don't know, maybe 100, 200. And not even that much, maybe 100 max or something like that is the most you can do.
The way I would have to ever compare it, the way I would ever compare it to that would be like the servers that you were experiencing when Fortnite and PUBG was first coming out in the first year. It's freaking insane. What?
Yeah.
WoW server. Well, not anymore. But yeah, before they decided to do WoW Vanilla or whatever. The legacy servers, there were 5 big ones that was happening. Then they then Blizzard forced them to shut them down.
Well,
but
and Swift made a really good comment in
Yep.
chat. Club Penguin is like a Twitch user getting banned. They keep making clone accounts to evade to evade the ban to continue trolling. And so it's just this ever. Are there really 10 million people, or are they just?
It's also true. Who's to say? Yeah, you're right.
No, I mean, I think those are statistics that is from just a user sign up and stuff like that. Like, again, I think it's a legitimate thing. I don't think they're trying to like, I think the incident beforehand was a server and moderation issue more than the Club Penguin issue. And it wasn't being moderated and they didn't have the tools to properly do it. My understanding of this one rewritten, is that it was a legitimate thing. People are doing it and playing it. Like the video we're literally watching is people just staying on after they announced that they were shutting down immediately. They just stayed on as long as they could until their character got bleeped, and people were there and this and that. So like they were doing stuff, and like this is it was a legitimate thing. There was no necessarily like ill intentions. But obviously, other than the copyright infringement on it, which is why the people got taken away to jail, but probably after some bail or whatever, they were released. But that's something that's tough, and maybe maybe at some point in time Disney could either sell that off or actually do something with it. But I feel bad because it seems like this game has had waves of popularity after the official kill of the game, and there's enough interest to where people are creating clones, and then you got these huge servers, they're getting shut down, but like it's not going to end, it's not going to stop. There's going to continue to be clones and this and that, and it's just like it'll be interesting to see if they ever do anything legit or like officially reopen or sell off the rights to this game to somebody else that then could bring it up. I don't know.
No, You're totally right. I mean, but it's very interesting, like with all that. But we'll see. But I mean, I can't say that I hate to see it go, but like, no, dude, if it was not legit in the first place, it's kind of a good thing because like, a good thing to see where it is, especially with all the there's just so many shady stuff that there's not enough information that we have to kind of say this was something that could have been, avoided and everything. But whatever. But it's all good. It's interesting story that you found there. I liked it. Lex, why don't you close us off? What are you bringing to the table?
I'll be fast. Since we had 2 heavy hitters, I thought I'd bring the soft.
We don't have time. We have time. We got time.
Well, Amnesia Rebirth. Not a game that I was not a fan of the Amnesia series. I know I'm disappointing all of the people who are like, but Lex, why? I love horror. I could not get into Amnesia. But this week, or I'm sorry, next week, Amnesia Rebirth is free on Epic Games Store. So it will be also River Bond is available. So 2 free games. I hear good things about River Bond. I have not played it. But Epic Games Store has revealed next week's free games, which include indie horror game Amnesia Rebirth, which was a very big game when it came out. It's the 3rd game in the Amnesia series. It's made by Frictional Games. It's described as a harrowing journey through desolation and despair, exploring the limits of human resilience. Players take on the role of Tassi, I hope I'm saying that right, waking up deep in the desert of Algeria with no memory of where she's been or what has been done to her over the past few days. In the game, players will need to piece together fragments of Tossi's past in order to survive the horror around them. I heard great things about the 3rd one. I couldn't get into the first 2. I'm terrible. I know. Maybe I'll go back and try. But I know a lot of my friends who also enjoy horror really enjoyed the series. Bless you.
Thank you.
Gesundheit. Elephants. See?
Geez.
Elephants. Bless you. Really enjoyed the series. Not so much. But River Bond you're able to play it single player, but also has a drop in, drop out chaotic couch co-op for players that want to be have more of like a nostalgic feeling. There's a range of fast and responsive weapons that players can choose from and take on mobs of enemies. And while there are plenty of cute characters to meet, there are also deadly bosses that players will have to face off against. But yeah, so if you go to the Epic Games Store this week, those 2 are available to you. Again, I've heard great things about Amnesia. I have many friends who love the series. It was one of those things I really couldn't get into. I was wandering around and I was just getting frustrated. It's probably because I can't see well. It's probably a me thing and not a you thing. But I think you guys will enjoy it. I know a lot of you guys like horror, and you're also balling on a budget. So, Merry Christmas. You can have some good games.
I would say pass with Amnesia. I was just
the one time I
never really got. I never got. Yeah, I just think that the game was kind of slow for me, for my taste for a horror movie or game. Sorry. And I just think that I think the controls was kind of clunky on it. I mean, for the most part. And the thing that really gets to me is like, I understand that you're trying to get that dark mood, like mood and like, the ambient noises and, that kind of creepiness to kind of set the tone of the game. But my God, there were places that were just flat out like dark, like you couldn't even see what was in front of you towards it. So like I had to raise it up, raise it up like now and stuff. So no, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll be better if they. I don't know if they made a sequel or if they're planning on making sequels of it. But yeah, there's just a lot of things that just never really got my interest in it.
Or are you referring to like the first 2? Because I've heard the 3rd one is really good. I can't do it. But I have friends who
I never played the 3rd one,
who are into about the same like horror games that I'm into. They seem to enjoy the ones that I also enjoy. That's not to say we're all gonna like the same things. But
right.
A lot of people had really good reviews for the 3rd one and were telling me you should play it. I'm like, I already tried and I hated it.
It's just
it was
I mean,
so
it
dark.
just didn't click. Yeah.
You would literally be face to face with something with with the meter all the way up so you could freaking see it. Even with a flashlight, it was like bumping around in the dark for what? To find
Yeah,
that
I
it's a
mean,
dead freaking end? Not again. No, I'm not doing this. And so I had it. But you may like it, so there you go.
Smitty, I don't know if you play. Do you play horror movies? You
feel
don't play a lot
I
of horror
don't
games,
play
do you?
horror games. I would not like
Yeah.
Not a
this.
fan of it.
She
Yeah, so I don't
already
think you would.
knows that this is not up my. This is a October stream thing. But even then, like, I don't want to do something like this. Like, this is too much. I don't like
Is
horror.
Resident Evil good enough for you?
I don't even want to do that game, dude. Like, I don't care. I watched the whole story of that on YouTube. I don't need to play those games.
Even
don't need to.
like the darker mind melding games, he's like a little apprehensive.
Which ones?
Like I would say they're darker but they're not actually horror. Like, you know, when you're like looking for a movie and you're like, oh, I could watch this horror movie or I could watch this suspense film. It's kind of like the suspense of games, not quite horror, but not quite like cutesy friendly. But you were playing one and it
that's the thing though. I love horror movies.
I know, but you don't like playing
That's so
horror
weird.
games.
Yeah, that's really weird.
You don't like playing horror games.
You're like, I don't get how you can play all that Five Nights at Freddy's. When I was going through the series, you're like, no, I'm good. Nope, not doing it.
I don't need that in my life, dude. It's too much.
Anxiety attacks. There's no way.
Yeah, it's one thing to observe. It's another thing when you're having to do things and you're in it, and it's more like you're in the game or you're in the thing. It's like, I can watch it, but being a part of it, like, nah, I'm good.
He says that, but I'm gonna make him play Labyrinthine with me next week.
I loved In Sound Mind too, by the way. I love that game. That game was legit.
It was darker. It had dark undertones. It was more of like a suspense and not quite horror. Now, I think you would like Labyrinthine. It veers into the horror, but kind of back into like that suspense, and it doesn't really try to jump scare you, if that makes sense. Once you kind of figure things out, you're like, okay, now I know when they're coming. And then I run and turn all my stuff off, you know? I like straight shooters when it comes to horror games. Like, tell me what I'm fighting, tell me what I need to do, and don't make it extra freaking hard for me visually. Like, I already have a tough time seeing. If you're gonna make it dark, you better make it look like it's high quality, and I can turn that meter up as much as I need to be able to see, to have any advantage that the other normal seeing people can have, you know? It's just but yeah.
It's funny to me. Like it's funny, but no, I mean, it's just, I mean, I just think that the game's, the game's not for me, and I would go with it.
Rocket says that's always awesome.
Exactly.
Rocket says that Scum is horror enough in the dark. Is Scum really like that?
I think you can.
Scum is dark
sometimes.
I've popped the gamma up on it though a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, it can get and like the puppets are fast. Like they don't mess around. Like they will come for you. Yeah, they're zombies.
Yeah, that's their version of zombies in the game. Oh man,
fight some like hand puppets.
No, they're not like
that. Would be interesting. I would watch that.
No,
yes, you would.
Yeah, I for games, I get it. We're all balling in a budget. Times are tough. Inflation on everything. It's ridiculous. So if you're bored next week and you wanted a free game and maybe you like the Amnesia series but you couldn't afford the third one, well, there you go. You're welcome.
Boom.
Very much so.
There it is.
There we go. Guys, thank you for listening to episode number 129 of the CFG GameCast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. As always, we will be back again. Not next week. We're going to be at PAX next week, but we're going to be coming back the week after next on the 29th. So if you definitely missed this episode, that is perfectly fine. We release it on Mondays on all podcast services. So we are going to be on Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, what have you, on all services out there. So there's absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Yes. So guys, we'll be back again the week after next. We'll take a week break. But in the meantime, definitely go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to check out some more of the content that we like to do. We just released our new interview with Lauren Landa, who plays the female Titan in Attack on Titan, and just came out today. Definitely check that out. It was really funny. She was talking, and she is a horror nut that we just got into really good discussions with. So definitely, yes. So guys, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all take it easy.